So we're ready to do this?
I guess.
Be more pumped than that.
Yay!
Okay.
Talking from my sweatshirt.
This is our second episode of Don't Drink the Kool-Aid, or DDTKA.
Wait, so are we actually recording?
Yes.
Oh! Keep going.
Yeah. DDTKA, which is what I kind of want it to start being, because that sounds cooler than Don't Drink the Kool-Aid. Like, DDTKA is like a club.
In my notes, they're DDKA. Because I forgot the T.
So.
Did I tell you that I found our intro in a YouTube video?
I mean, I believe it.
Yeah.
It's just a free use music, but I cut it just down to what it is. It was like a full 2-minute song. Jesus
Christ. Yeah, Sam played a YouTube video, and they did their this is our channel. And I was like, wait, replay that.
That sounds familiar.
Right? Anyway, keep going.
Let me actually become functional. And, okay. So, the last time I edited our DDTKA, I realized that what we had said about what we're looking for content for this episode was kind of unclear. It was just very vague.
Yeah.
So, I want more content, and I know that you do too, because we haven't gotten any in since the last time, except for the one that you're going to read today.
Yay!
So I'm going to be a little more specific and let you guys know what we're looking for. And here we go, English. If you have heard a creepy or scary story from a friend, if you have had something weird happen to you, if you have read an article about some weird shit, for example, so when I read weird stuff on Facebook, there's now, I don't know if it's now or if it's always been there, but there's a feature where you can save the article.
Oh, yeah.
For later reading.
Yeah.
So recently I found a bunch of there's been a big thing about a woman being embalmed alive and some weird X-Files sounding shit.
Huh.
So if you see anything like that, just send us the fucking link.
As long as it's not a spam link.
Yeah.
I don't want fucking diddly links. I'm not dealing with that.
No,
Diddly,
it has to be from a verifiable source.
Verifiable?
Yeah. That's what I said, isn't
I
it?
thought you said verifiable.
I mean, I might might have.
If it's got 45 ads and I have to click through 15 pages just to read the whole story,
yeah,
find a different link. Go find it on Reddit.
Find a legit link or Reddit. Reddit is really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in general, if you think it's weird, send it to us because we'll put it into a queue of our information and our content. We'll talk about any movies that you want us to watch. We love doing that.
Uh-huh.
And same goes for TV shows. We'll watch the first 3 episodes and give our general, I was going to say prognosis. My brain literally wanted to say prognosis.
Yikes.
I think, what's the thing? We'll give our review. A short general review. Thanks, brain. If you have questions about us personally or the podcast, send them. We'll do our best to answer them. Because before I think I said AMA style, but then I realized that the questions we were getting from our friends make really good themes.
Yeah.
So I've been stealing them for themes. And if you want to send themes, a while ago, my friend sent me what are good horror movies to get into if you don't like horror or if you're new to horror.
Yeah.
And I was totally ready to answer that on our last episode. And then I was like, that would make a really good theme. So we are making that a theme. Yeah, we're gathering a bunch of random shit for future episodes, and we want you guys to get involved as much as possible. Like I said, we're just begging for content right now. I mean, we have some things from friends, and we can still get them from friends, but the last couple of episodes, we really involved people on Instagram. Mm-hmm. The Pied Piper story, and then the Black Shuck story.
Yeah.
Those were all from Instagram users. So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, send them over and join our Facebook group.
Yes.
No one has joined our Facebook group yet, and we really want you guys to because we want to be a little culty.
Do we have links out to it?
We do.
Oh, sick.
It's in our...
Obviously, I keep up with this stuff.
That's fine. I do it for you. You live vicariously through me.
That's true.
Speaking of links and stuff, we have a new Patreon episode up right now.
Yeah.
I mean, when we're recording this, we do not. But when this is airing, we do.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's for Black... Oh, you say it so much better.
What?
Black Cat Club.
Yeah.
It's for...
You gotta do the Black Cat Club. You gotta do the little finger thing.
It's for our Black Cat Club patrons, and every Wednesday we're going to be posting more videos. Or not videos.
One day, maybe. Probably not.
Maybe not videos, because we don't like our faces being out there.
My Instagram actually will say otherwise.
It's fine. See, our Instagram, we're allowed to, like, get modelly and, like, pose ourselves.
We can get one of those, like, standalone ring lights.
Yeah.
And just go poof, like we're makeup artists.
Just for our videos.
Yeah. You gotta get that proper lighting. And do it in golden hour. You know, it's fine.
We're in a closet.
You could do the videos at my house or something.
We could. I'm not doing videos. Don't get ideas. But yeah, so the Black Cat Club patrons get in on that sweet, sweet exclusive shit.
Yay!
Every week. So let's get to our actual DDTKA. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say that every time now.
DDTKA?
Yes. Let's get to it. And the first one is, I think, yeah, I wanted you to read this one. Go.
Oh, sick. Cool. So, our lovely friend Kyle submitted this one, and he asks, what phobias do we feel are underrepresented in media?
Which I'm also flipping to be a later theme. But this one's underrepresented, and the theme is...
Overrepresented? Or
like generally popular phobias. Well, not popular phobias, but common phobias that they represent in media. Anyways.
And have entire movies based on.
Arachnophobia.
See? Exactly.
Fucking love that movie.
Oh, I can't do it. Anyway.
I'm so scared of eating popcorn now because of that movie. That scene when the couple is eating popcorn.
Thank you for reminding me. Now I can never eat popcorn.
I don't like popcorn anyways, so
oh my God.
you're welcome.
I love popcorn. Okay.
Moving on.
Well, speaking of, I guess they're not insects, they're arachnids. Spiders are arachnids?
Well, yes.
Anyways, so, am I going first or are you going first? I think I'm going first. Sick. Okay. So,
we'll get there. We'll get there eventually.
So, y'all are gonna hear me butcher the shit out of these words.
Oh, the names are so much fun. Dahlia. The words are so much fun.
Oh my God. Okay. So.
It looks like icky, but I know it's not.
So the first one is... Oh, I hate this word. Here, I have a fun idea. I want the pronunciation. I love the pronunciations. It's fun.
Turn it way down. We'll hear it.
Howtopronounce.com. Oh, is this... Okay, so this might be the right one. You couldn't hear that.
Nope. Lepidopterophobia. Oh, that's the other one.
Yeah, it's the... Okay, we're going to do it one more time, because I'm not going to say this.
Lepidopterophobia. Sure.
That is the fear of butterflies. And they can be dead or alive, and it generally...
Like the butterfly can be dead?
Yeah.
Just seeing it laying on the ground?
So, I don't really like butterflies either.
Why?
Because they're opportunistic feeders. They can also be carnivores.
Yeah. I mean, so can cows.
That's fine. So can deer.
Have you heard the story about the cows?
No, I don't want to. I like cows.
They just eat
precious.
birds.
Oh, I don't care. Okay. Sorry, Emma. I don't care about birds. Anyways, so, and it also can be just the general fear of any winged insect. Winged. Sorry. It's pretty winged, bro.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. Anyway, so I do know people / person who does have this fear, and it can get to the point that, like, I don't think they have any issues with dead ones specifically, but living ones is just not.
Yeah, getting around them. I wonder if that has anything to do with, like, my brother.
How so?
Because I told you that any kind of flying insect, he flips out. Like, even if it's a little flying gnat and it comes near him, he starts screaming bloody murder.
Maybe. I think there might be a specific phobia that has to do with any winged insect.
Probably. And, I mean, autism tends to amplify those phobias.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. But, this one specifically, which I'm still not going to say it, this one is just for the fear of butterflies. I'm not totally afraid of butterflies. I just don't like them anywhere near me, unless they're dead and in a case.
I want to try to say it.
Go.
I mean, you already said, or the robot already said it, but I want to just, like...
But do you remember what he said?
No. Lepidopterophobia. Lepidopterophobia. What's it? Lepidopterophobia. I almost did it.
Lepidopterophobia or something crazy like that. I
made it contemporary instead of Latin. Excuse me. Woo. So
okay, but in Latin, do they do the TH sound, the th? Or do they do t?
I don't fucking know. I don't know Latin.
I don't know Latin either. See, this is the good thing about us not knowing Latin. We aren't going to go into creepy basements and
read Latin shit. Fuck that.
Yeah, right? So, the next one for our fun phobia list is, I might be able to say this one, ichthyophobia.
Ichthyophobia.
Yeah. Whatever. It is the fear of fish.
Or if they don't do it's ichthyophobia, but I don't think that sounds right.
I don't know. Anyways.
Fishies. I've known someone who has a fear of fish. I think it's just because they stare at you and go blub blub.
Maybe. I
have a fear of piranha.
I wouldn't fuck with piranhas. No way. Though,
I like fish.
There's something weird about piranhas. It's like they're not... I know they're not as intense as they're made out to be.
Oh, fuck no.
But there's some weird factoid about piranhas that I can remember in the back of my head, but I can't actually say it.
You know that you know it, but
I don't know it right now. So ichthyo, whatever, phobia is the fear of fish. I also know people with this fear as well. I don't know how extensive it is with my friends, but I do have a friend who can't go to the aquarium.
That's so weird. Like, all types of aquatic animals or just fish?
Just fish.
Like Nemo?
Yeah, just fish. Yeah. And it's I have the only type of like representation in media that I've seen with at least the fear of fish is like piranhas and sharks.
Yeah. Yeah.
But any other type of fish, you don't see anything about it.
No, I don't think it's ever represented. Not off the top of my head.
Yeah. And the only fear of butterflies, quote unquote, I've ever seen is just kind of the butterfly effect type of mentality. I've never seen an actual fear of butterflies.
I mean, I've seen I don't remember what movie, or if it was a movie or TV show, but there are these butterflies that were like almost robotic or something. Like, they were alien butterflies, and they, like, when they landed, they like electrocuted you. I don't remember what it was.
That's really fucking weird.
Yeah, but it probably triggers people. I don't know if it's representative of the fear of butterflies, but that's the closest thing I can think of.
Well, because of Black Mirror, I'm now officially afraid of robotic bees, so I can understand. But anyway, that's me.
That's you?
That's me.
Okay. I am also going to butcher this.
You got this.
Okay. Mine is two things. Kind of. Neophobia is the fear of newness. I was looking up the fear of change because I have a fear of change.
Yes.
I'm terrified of change. And so I was looking up specifically the fear of change because I know that everyone has some sort of anxieties over change and newness and whatever. But I have like an intense fear of anything changing dramatically. So the neophobia is the fear of newness, and metathesiophobia is a fear of change. Out of all of the least common phobias that I could find, this one was the one that...
You could relate to.
Yeah, it resonated within me. So, like, there's a whole bunch of documentation on neophobia because neophobia is actually a phobia. It's represented by doctors and psychologists and stuff. So they actually recognize it as a phobia, whereas the metathesiophobia is non-existent. There's like a phobia wiki about it.
Yeah.
But there's no...
Like research and documentation.
Yeah, there's no documentation at all. And I asked Flynn about it because he has a phobia that is not really a phobia. It's more like a creepypasta.
Sam has it too.
The trypophobia, yeah. And that's the one with the irregular patterns or clusters of small holes or bumps. Blah. I think everyone has that, though.
If you look at that plant that I can't think of. Is it a lotus?
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's a lotus pod.
Okay, so if you look at that, there are some people who can't deal with those kinds of holes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind them. They're totally fine. When it comes to the human body, though,
yeah,
that shit'll fuck me up.
That is, so yeah, I'm sure there is some sort of phobia out there that is recognized by scientists and doctors and whatever that has to do with the differences.
Yeah.
But trypophobia is one that has become mainstream, but it's not real.
So, yeah, it's become mainstream as far as I'm concerned.
Mostly on Reddit. There's like literally a trypophobia trigger.
Mostly on Reddit, but then they also do that stupid, that Photoshop where they take that lotus pod and they Photoshop it to being on skin.
Oh, fuck. Blah. Yeah.
So if they make it look like that lotus pod is like in somebody's arm or something.
Yeah.
And it's fucking gross. The other one I can't deal with, which is stupid because it's in nature and they can't help themselves, is those frogs that have their eggs on their back.
Oh my god. Yeah. I think, why'd you do that? I think that the trypophobia is specifically in holes in the skin or in
it
nature.
could be the same for the frogs.
But the frogs is more just on top, bumpy, irregular, gross.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like they put some sort of film on their back that holds it all in. Like a mucus. It's a mucus that holds it all in. But yeah, so what did he say? Flynn brought to my attention that trypophobia is only a proposed phobia of irregular patterns or clusters of small holes or bumps. It is not technically a real phobia because it is not medically acknowledged. And Flynn said that, I think they said it wasn't a real one because you cannot have a fear of something rational because parasites are a rational fear and trypophobia triggers that. Our evolutionary reaction to parasites.
That's why it came up. Because I told Sam he needs to watch Splinter.
Oh, yeah.
And he said he cannot deal with parasites or mold.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. It's hard. It's hard to watch if you can't handle anything being under your skin. I have a whole story for you later that I won't bring up now because it's real embarrassing.
Okay.
Something to look forward to. So that's what he thinks that the metathesiophobia could be because of the lack of research. The phobia, fear of change / newness resonates with me for the obvious reasons. Okay, so I think I don't have an irrational fear of it. So I'm not actually neophobic or metathesiophobia. Yeah.
Metathesiophobia?
But I do understand how it can get out of hand. But it's also one of those things where I don't think that it's really easy to portray in the media. I mean,
the only way they really portray it in media is when they talk about like
butterfly effect. Literally,
the
everything
butterfly
changes.
Effect, or even simple things is like, oh, we're moving.
Yeah,
like that kind of fear of change is represented. But
yeah,
as far as I can think, they don't really go much further than that.
I just think that they really haven't taken advantage of it because I think horror can take advantage of anything,
yeah.
Especially phobias. But they just haven't. And that's disappointing.
It is. You're right.
So that was phobias that are underrepresented in media by Kyle.
Yay, thanks, Kyle.
So this one you wrote since you wrote your notes so late, I have something to say after you say yours because when I wrote mine, I was like, I can't think of anything. And then after you wrote yours, I'm like, oh yeah. So
you want me to say mine first?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So the question is, what is the creepiest thing you've ever seen? And this was submitted by my husband, Flynn. And originally I was just going to answer first, but yes, I think it would be good form. Good form.
Yay! Yeah, because I procrastinate like crazy, and it drives Kayla nuts. So...
It's a good thing I love you.
Right?
Friendship. Okay, sorry. Go.
I definitely tell this story any chance I can get.
I don't think you've never told me this. I think I've told you mine, but I don't think you've told me this one.
If you've told me it, I probably don't remember it off the top of my head.
I mean, same. So
it's fine. So this was, oh my gosh, coming up on 4 years ago now? 3 or 4 years ago. 4 years ago at this point. I have seen a dead body.
That's terrible.
It's fucked up.
I fucking hate that shit.
So, to those of you who have never actually seen a dead body outside of like a funeral or something,
mm-hmm.
I can say I've seen 2 dead bodies. If you count funerals.
Same. Yeah, funerals.
But this one, he was found dead. And it was kind of super fucked up.
So like brutal, in a brutal way, instead of just the regular, oh, he's dead kind of way.
It was...
For you.
There's a lot that goes into it. So, if you've never seen a dead body before, there are 2 weird reactions that I've heard a lot of people get.
When they see it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One is a lot of nervous laughter and hyperactivity because your adrenaline's rushing.
Yes.
So I was bouncing off the fucking walls.
Well, it's the fight or fight.
Yeah.
You see a dead body, your evolutionary response is to think, oh shit, I'm gonna die too.
Yeah.
Let's run away.
Yeah.
Or let's do
go
something.
after it. Yeah.
Or I think it's prepare to defend ourselves from whatever killed this other person.
Yeah, exactly. So I was bouncing off the walls, and
mm-hmm.
I saw it from the 2nd story of our office building.
Mm-hmm.
It was fucked up, because basically what I saw was an ambulance and cops show
mm-hmm.
up, and so of course I was like, what the fuck is going on, right?
Yeah.
So, the secondary response, which I've heard a couple people online say this, but I have had a friend of mine specifically say that one of the responses to seeing a dead body is you get hungry because your brain sees something dead as a food source.
Whoa. I guess, that makes sense. Yeah.
So
maybe if you had like cannibals in your food family gene.
Maybe. I don't know. I've got a lot of weird shit in my family. I wouldn't be shocked. But I have heard of a secondary response being like, you do have that like sense of hunger,
mm-hmm.
but you're not like, oh my god, I could eat this. It's just like, oh, I'm kind of like, I feel hungry.
Eat a sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. So this story is still, I used to have pictures on my phone of this.
Yeah, I think I still do of mine.
Yeah, it's kind of, for me, the phone broke and I couldn't get the photos out. So it's on one of the dead phones I've got somewhere in my house. But so we had this guy who was contracted out with our company to help us move because we were moving from Bellevue to Redmond. We were moving to a bigger office, more manufacturing opportunities, stuff like that. He was working downstairs with the tech team who actually built the machines because we made espresso machines and they're really fucking heavy.
Oh,
and there was a ton of parts that are really fucking heavy, so we needed a ton of help.
Yeah.
Because the company was like one of those under 100 people companies.
Oh,
and half of the company worked upstairs.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Call center, tech support, stuff like that. He started complaining about having chest pains, numbness in the left arm, which is telltale signs for a heart attack. And he wasn't a small dude. So, I
don't know why I laughed. I mean...
nervous laughter, talking about dead bodies. So the company, everybody that was downstairs begged him. We were like, let us call you an ambulance, because we were right by Overlake Hospital.
Oh, yeah. So why not?
Really fucking close. You could have walked there in the time that they spent arguing. So, since he's an adult, or since he was an adult, condolences, he said no, and we had to respect it.
Yeah.
He kept saying, like, I've got stuff I need to do, I need to be able to drive myself. So he said, I'll take myself to the hospital. So he goes out to his car, and apparently, from what we can understand, he leaned the seat back to kind of rest it off until he could go to the hospital.
That's so... okay.
And then he did make it out.
Yeah.
So this happened to be in the middle of August.
Ew. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to know this. What?
All I have to say about it was, so far in the year, it was the hottest weekend.
Oh, God.
And we didn't know it was out there until Monday morning.
Ew.
So, the really unfortunate thing that happened was his mom called.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so my coworker ended up taking a phone call from his mother saying, like, hey, I haven't seen him. I haven't heard from him. This is unusual. Do you guys know anything? And my coworker said, no, we don't know anything. We saw him on Friday and that was it. Because all of us upstairs, we had no idea that he was hurting. We had no idea that they tried to call an ambulance because they never told us. At least none of us call center people. So,
the low end of the totem pole.
Exactly. So the ambulance and the police come, and when they pulled his body out, my coworker kind of lost his shit. He was like, I talked to his fucking mother.
Oh my God.
Like, and she was scared shitless.
I hate that shit.
Yeah. It was really fucked up. They pulled him out, and they had to use one of those, they had to bust his car door off. Because he had the tiny little car. And after rigor mortis sets in, you're kind of fucked. Yeah. So they pulled his body out, put the sheet over. That was it. And that's my story of a dead body. Ugh. It's really, really fucked up.
That's I don't know if that's worse than mine, but it's at least equal.
Yeah, it's the only time I didn't see that body really close. The closest I've been to a dead body
funeral
was a funeral. Yeah. where they had like a security like front. It's like the paper room divider things. Yeah. They had one of those up, and I looked through the divider, and I couldn't go any closer because it was just way too much. Condolences to both the families that had to deal with that shit, because it's really fucking hard. I can't imagine what the contractor's mom is going through.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Mine is less of a condolences situation and more of a you're kind of fucking stupid situation.
I don't know the story, I think.
So our last apartment. Do you remember now?
I remember now.
Our last apartment, we were. I would say we live in the ghetto. The fact that
you were on the wrong side of the freeway.
Yes, wrong side of the tracks. The fact that like a month or two after we moved out, the cops found piles of used needles behind the Lowe's, like right down the street from our apartment.
Jesus.
It was bad. The apartment complex had at least 2 murders, I think, while we were living there. It was like, I was like, Flynn, we need to go. We need to go right now. We need to leave. And this was like the first time we actually calmly just waited it out. We're like, let's just not sit too close to the windows just in case a bullet comes through. Yeah. Well, okay, so we were already like packing up at this point. This happened. We moved out at the end of August, and this happened at the end of June or something like that. So it wasn't too hot yet. So Glenn was at his computer, and he kind of looked out onto our neighbors because our apartment popped out of the building a little bit, and we heard this noise. Like this, it sounded like a clunk. Clink, whatever, something outside. And I looked out the window right in front of his computer, and I saw this drain pipe. Yeah. It was on the floor, so I was like, oh, it must have just fallen off. Usual stuff that happened.
Oh yeah, like a gutter pipe.
Yeah, gutter. Oh my God. So Flynn later got up. This was less than like a half an hour later, and we didn't hear him pull up, and there was like 2 ambulances and 2 cops, and we're like, what is going on? And then all of a sudden we look down onto the grass area, and it's all cordoned off with caution tape, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And Flynn like looked a little closer, and he's like, don't look down. I'm like, oh my God, what is it? And he's like, do you really want to see? I'm like, yes, I have to. Turns out our downstairs next door neighbor, we never met him, but we saw him, and he was really old. He used a walker, but he had shot himself in the face. He was downstairs, and he was on his deck, which, okay, so this is why it's the less of a condolences situation, more of a you're fucking stupid, because our apartment, along with his, our decks faced the park area where kids run around all the time. Yep. So he shot himself in the face.
Broad daylight.
Broad daylight, where kids could have found him or gotten hurt from the gun or picked up the gun and shot themselves. Just, okay, anything. I understand suicide. I'm not going to go into that because that is controversial. It was really fucked up. Basically, all you could see was his legs poking out, and then the whole side of his deck was just, like, it looked like fake blood. And that's one of the lines where it's like, if it looks like fake blood in a movie, it's probably more realistic than you think.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, and it turns out our nosy upstairs neighbor, she found him while she was out walking her dog. She was a fucking bitch. But, like, after he got picked up and, oh my god, so after he got picked up and they left with him, his body, the little chickens of the neighborhood started talking, and they said that they think that he had terminal cancer or something, and he's just like, fuck it, I'm out. But the thing that was absolute bullshit, so he did this around 12.
Yeah.
He hadn't been picked up in the middle of summer, or in the middle of summer, until 4. So long that because our windows were so not insulated very well, we could start smelling him. So I called my parents, and like, we need to come over right now. And they were like, we totally understand.
Holy shit. Yeah, I think you do still have that picture, because I remember you showing me a photo of all the cops and the ambulances, and you were like, if you look in the grass.
Oh yeah, and you could see his fucking dentures in the grass. Ooh. Oh my god. Yeah, those fucking kids. There were so many kids in that neighborhood. It's so angry. But what I was going to say originally before you had written your notes was just that, like, I don't like old houses, and that was not nearly as interesting.
It's okay. I have a friend who because I think you said something about bricks in there. I don't remember. It's being covered by hey, I can't connect to iCloud. Old buildings. I have a friend who we went to Portland with her for a cheer competition. I think it was Portland. It was either Portland or Tacoma. I know.
Cheerleader.
I know. Anyway, I was the emo cheerleader. Thank you, because my makeup was always running. Anyways, so we went to some old part of, I think it was Tacoma for this one, and we went out to dinner or something, and she was telling me how she was deathly afraid of, like, brick walls because of some movie she had watched. I don't remember what movie it was.
That's really weird. I mean, I get it, but yeah.
Yeah, something about, like, the brick walls would, and I'm going to say moved, and it's not Harry Potter.
That's what I was going to say.
It's not Harry Potter. But the brick walls would, like, move, and they would have eyes and shit, and they would, like, take people. I don't know. I don't know what the movie was, but she was very adamant about, I am not going anywhere near brick walls. Not at night.
Sounds like some fucked up kids movie. I mean.
I don't know. But anyway, yeah.
All right. On to the next one. And this is all you, again.
Yeah, conspiracy stuff is kind of my shit.
Also, it was submitted by your friend, so I think it's only
fair.
Yeah. Well, not fair. There's nothing unfair about it.
So yeah, my friend, Julia, she submitted I think it was a direct link to the story, and then also under the question of, what is the government planning? So the story is about an ICE agent who committed suicide in New York City.
For our not American, what is ICE?
Oh shit, I don't know. Something about something? Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
Yeah. That is what ICE is in America.
So they're deportation officers, basically.
Yeah.
Which we're having a real fucking issue with them right now.
It's great.
Yes. Anyways. So he allegedly, at 42 years old, shot himself in the middle of New York, and left a lengthy suicide note that he had written up about a week in advance. And it kind of tells why the officer chose to shoot himself. So first I'm going to read the actual note that is listed, and then I'm going to talk about it a little bit from my understanding and fact-checking and all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah, my note was, Just reading the title of the article freaks me out.
The title of the article that she sent us was ICE Agent Commits Suicide in New York City, leaves note revealing government plans to round up and disarm Americans during economic and bank collapse.
That's fucking Nazi shit.
That is fucking Nazi
Just
shit.
the title. It's like Nazi shit, the purge.
Yeah. So, the beginning of this article says, after writing a lengthy suicide note exposing terrifying plans the government has for American citizens, a U.S. customs agent walked onto a pier in New York City and blew his brains out.
That's fucked up.
So, I'm sorry, trigger warning in advance.
Well, we had a trigger warning from the last story.
I should have triggered the whole time. Okay, so the beginning of the note says, the America I grew up in and cherished has been murdered by its own federal government. Our Constitution has become meaningless and our laws politicized so badly they are no longer enforced except for political purposes. Our elected officials are, to a person, utterly
Corrupt?
Yeah, utterly corrupt and completely devoid of any love or respect for the country which pays them. To them, everything is about getting and keeping power, and making illicit money from backroom deals.
Fucking everything. Everything's shady. All these shows about like scandal and shit. I'm like, I believe all that stuff happens.
I know, right?
Fucking corruption.
It's fucking crazy.
There's more down below?
Oh yeah, there's a lot more.
It's a long note.
Oh, something I should note is allegedly ICE related a statement the Friday afternoon
that he suicided.
Yes. That says, tragically, a U.S. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement deportation officer from New York field office suffered a self-inflicted gunshot wound and has passed away. It also added, the agency is now releasing further details pending notification of the officer's next of kin. Back to the suicide note.
So they just released the most generic.
They said, there was a gunshot, we're going to tell the family.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know if this is directly after the first paragraph I said, but every website I've checked has had this next in line, so we're going to keep reading.
Yeah, I would just go.
I wish they just had the freaking note.
The whole note.
Yeah. Anyway, the next of it says, I was hired to enforce the law, to capture and deport people who came to this country, or who come to this country against our laws. But now, if I dare do that, I face being suspended or fired because our president refuses to faithfully execute the duties of his office. Which, allegedly, this happened in 2016, which was during Obama's era.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask. I was like, was this recently? Because that doesn't sound like something that...
is current? Or...
that doesn't sound like something Obama would do.
Yeah, so apparently...
Our president refuses to faithfully execute the duties of his office? That's... okay, never mind. It all depends on who the officer
so from my
politically
understanding
follows.
Yeah, from my understanding it says that this happened in February and then the story was released in May of 2016.
Okay. Wait, yes. That's right, because
that's
Trump
pre-election.
Trump was now in 2016 of November.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said that weird. November of 2016.
2016 of November. Instead, back to the note. Instead, I come to work each day and collect a paycheck twice a month for intentionally doing little to nothing. I cannot and will not be party to this fraud, to this usurpation of the law, or to the despicable politicians betraying our nation. If the American people knew what this government is planning, they would rise up and overthrow it, which they are. If I or anyone else in the federal government revealed what is coming, we would be killed anyways, so now I will reveal what I know.
Purge shit.
Right? We in federal law enforcement have been drilling for several years to control riots and uprising from a coming financial collapse and widespread bank failures. The drills involve life-sized images. Did I ever tell you I never read in front of the class? Because I can't fucking read. Okay. The drills involve life-size images of American men, even women and children, whom we are told to shoot for practice and to get used to it.
Nazi shit. Persian Nazi shit.
We have been told that the economy is terminally ill and will fail in 2016. which I'm pretty sure we're in an economic depression right now, aren't we? We're in
Probably.
something.
I don't know. I stopped caring a long time ago.
I don't know. Anyways, we are also told the banks are all insolvent, and the FDIC doesn't have nearly enough funds to bail out depositors. We are told these events are unavoidable, and it is imperative that the government survive when people rise up over this.
So as soon as we rise up, they're going to take everything away, and we're going to be all, was it Charles Dickens, the kid who's like, please, sir, may I have some more? They're just going to be giving it to us little bits at a time.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Ugh.
But it gets worse.
I do not doubt it.
When the collapse takes place, detention camps created under the FEMA Rex 84 program in the 1980s, which I have no idea what that program is, in the 1980s to house illegal aliens whom we were going to deport, which, thanks for being PC, will instead be used to imprison American citizens whom the government feels constitute a threat, quote unquote. American citizens will be rounded up without warrants and imprisoned without trial for God knows how long. These camps have been equipped to carry out Hitler-scale killings.
Nazi!
And actual purge, quote unquote, of American citizens by the very government which they themselves created and pay for. I cannot be party to this.
Yeah.
Which, same. The government knows the military will rise up to stop this. So our military is being deployed overseas and intentionally involved in foreign fights so they cannot be here to help Americans.
Which is ridiculous because if this happened during Obama era, he was stopping war and bringing people home.
But
moving on.
This is why certain ammunition and weaponry has been removed from... Yes. This is why certain ammunition and weaponry has been removed from state-level National Guard armories, and over 1 billion rounds of hollow point ammunition has been bought by the federal government. The states themselves have been disarmed of military-grade firepower so they cannot defend themselves from the federal activities. This is also why local police departments have been militarized and provided with armored vehicles and weapons of war. When the inevitable collapse begins to take place, electric power to the entire country will be shut off. Which just reminds me of Cloverfield.
Yeah.
Sorry, the Cloverfield paradox.
Which shouldn't exist.
It should. Monsters. As will all form of communication.
The Quiet Place is the Cloverfield sequel we deserved.
It's true. Anyway, except I don't want that. No, thank you.
No.
I don't know sign language. I would die. My cat would be the first to go.
Aw.
I know.
So would mine. She's not quiet.
Ugh. Anyway, all banks will be immediately closed. No one will be able to get any money because all ATMs will be offline.
This is the fucking Charles Dickens shit. Everything will be given to us in bit pieces.
Rations. Ration cards. Back to Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Credit, debit, and EBT cards will not function. Anyone without cash will have no way to get any. Which brings me to Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
Bottle caps. The emergency alert system will be used to take over all broadcast stations and tell the public this is a result of a cyber attack.
Fucking assholes.
But while the American people patiently await things to get back to normal, the government will unleash roundups of citizens they deem militants or dangerous. With all civilian communications out and all TV and radio stations taken over by the emergency alert system, by the time word spreads of what is taking place, the government will already have the upper hand.
Canada will help us.
Maybe.
Or they'll be like, you fuckers had this coming.
I know. We'll see. Intent is the government to succeed. Intent is the government to succeed. They have recruited priests, rabbis, and clerics from... Is it clerics?
Clerics.
Clerics?
Whatever. Do you not play D&D?
No.
It's clerics.
Okay. Cool. From various religions to quote appropriate scriptures about obeying government. They are being trained to tell people not to fight back and that their best hope is to pray.
Fucking nope.
We in federal law enforcement have also been told that the government has a full database. No,
you should go back. So
which one?
The executive order. You can just briefly, no. I don't believe any of this stuff. It's so... Okay, just go.
Okay. So there's a section in this article that says Executive Order 13603. The suicide note goes to great lengths about Executive Order 13603, signed by President Obama on March 16th, 1912, goddamn it, 2012. The note details Executive Order 13603 about national defense resources preparedness.
Which sounds innocent enough, because I guess everyone needs to be prepared no matter what.
But apparently, according to the suicide note, according to this ICE agent, the 10-page document is a blueprint for a federal takeover of the economy, specifically Obama's plan involving seizing control of all commodities and products that are capable of being ingested by either human beings or animals.
What? So food?
Yeah.
Or medicine?
All forms of energy. All forms of civil transportation. All usable water from all sources.
They're starting it with Flint.
I know. Trust me, I know. Health resources, including drugs, biological products, medical devices, material facilities, health supplies, services, and equipment. Forced labor or induction, as the executive order delicately refers to military conscription. And moreover, federal officials would issue regulations to prioritize and allocate resources.
Oh my god.
But apparently, there's also a database of preppers.
Oh my god, I read this part. It's
so when I think of preppers, I think of people that are going to revolt against the government.
Yeah, like doomsday preppers.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But the suicide note says, we in federal law enforcement have also been told the government has a full database of all so-called preppers. Those people will be dealt with first by armed federal agents coming to take their guns, then their food stocks, so food can't be redistributed as the government sees fit.
Yeah,
so food can be redistributed as the government sees fit.
When I read through the article, I actually said I always knew prepping was a waste of fucking time. They think that the government doesn't know they exist because of their underground bunkers, but they are wrong.
Yep.
They are the ones that the government pays the most attention to.
Yeah. So, as far as what I've been able to find, that is pretty much as far as it goes.
But you mentioned before we recorded that you found that it was on Snopes as being false.
Yeah, I did.
But does it say why?
It does. I'm just looking at another article to make sure that this is everything. Yeah, that's everything. An article says this could simply be insane ramblings. Another one says that this is totally true. Here is an addition. Federal prisoners to be gassed to death.
Oh, God.
Every federal prison has been outfitted with lethal gas systems. When things go bad, all prisoners in all prisons will be placed with their cells on lockdown. Prison staff will depart the facility, and certain designated persons will trigger a lethal gas system. All federal prisoners, regardless of their crime or sentence, will be gassed to death in their cells. Once the gas clears, the dead will be removed, and the prisons will then be used to house citizens who fight against the federal onslaught.
Jesus, this is terrifying. I want to move to Canada. Like right now.
This one also says these could simply be insane ramblings. But, so, I like to fact check conspiracy theories.
Flynn loves Snopes.
I love Snopes. I love everything about Snopes. It's one of those things where if one of the first articles is Snopes, then I know something's up.
Yeah.
So, according to Snopes, this is false. They have the origin of it, and that's really all it says. So, one, it was broadcasted on a not verifiable source. It was on some Superstation 95, which Superstation 95, as far as I'm aware, is either a website or it's a YouTube. They reported on the alarming details of the suicide note purportedly left at the scene, which, how did you get that document? They don't say how they got the document.
Yeah.
Superstation 95 is an online presence that is neither a superstation nor a legitimate news source, rather a repository of misinformation from Hal Turner, a white supremacist who was sentenced in 2010 to 33 months in prison for making death threats against 3 federal judges.
That's crazy.
Yeah, beginning in late 2015, through that station, they were spreading just alarmist hoaxes. They were spreading a ton of misinformation to scare the mass populace.
Well, think about what's happening now with Trump.
I believe that this shit is potentially very real.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But I think the suicide note that they're talking about, I'm sure an ICE agent committed suicide.
Yeah.
I'm sure something fucking crazy happened, but I don't think this note exists.
No, I think that he killed himself because of something that was wrong with him.
Maybe.
not because of something that he knows about the government. That's movie plot worthy.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe it was like I can't remember his name right now. The guy who was pushed out of the
with the Wormwood
I
documentary
don't remember
thing.
his name off the top of my head right now.
KGB. No, not KGB.
No.
MK Ultra.
Yeah.
All these letters KGB,
Olsen.
MK.
I think his last name was Olsen.
That makes sense. That sounds familiar.
It could have been that kind of situation as well, where they think it was a suicide, but something else happened.
Yeah.
But as far as we're aware, there is no way a civilian could have gotten hold of this documentation.
No.
No way the civilian could have gotten such a sensitive note like this.
Yeah.
So I believe that there could be very real shit like this, but I don't believe in the suicide note. There's a lot of this shit that's already happening. Because I'm pretty sure we're going back to war.
I don't know.
I don't know what's happening anymore.
As long as it doesn't affect me, I don't care. And a lot of it's not affecting me currently, so
yeah.
As long as we get someone in who's like uber democratic in the next election, we're good.
Well, as far as I've chatted with people about this, because I have people that support him, I have people that don't support him. From the mass populace agreement that I've heard is the Republicans really screwed the pooch on this one.
Yeah, just a little bit.
They are doing every single thing they can to get everything they want to pass before we get a new president.
Because there will be a new president.
Yeah.
If there is not, I don't know what's going to happen because everyone thought it was stupid that he got elected. I don't want to get into a political talk.
It's okay. So here's what you have to do. You have to get into agreement with Flynn to get a quick divorce, go marry someone in Canada, and y'all can move.
I don't know anyone in Canada.
It's fine. Go find somebody in Canada and just move to fucking Canada.
Do they have legal gay marriage in Canada?
I have no idea.
Because Flynn could find someone like that. He's sexy.
Ooh. Ooh. Anyway, so go marry somebody in Canada.
Could totally be someone's beard.
It's fine.
Are we done talking about politics? It's making me scared and sad.
I'm done with politics. Basically, Julia, I love your submission for the conspiracy theory of it, but
don't make it so real.
Yeah, I don't.
No, I mean you can submit anything, honestly.
It's really fine.
It's fine.
If you actually happen to have photographic evidence of this, please submit it.
Yeah.
If you have really a photo of this suicide note, then send it my way.
Yeah, tweet at us, send us on Instagram or tag us on Instagram or something, because that would be cool if it. No, never mind. It would not be cool if it was real, but it would be cool to have actual evidence of a conspiracy theory because
I love this shit.
Love it.
I love this shit. So, I'm not going to disprove you, Julia. There's probably something fucking crazy going on, but I don't think it's a suicide note crazy. I think the suicide note comes from truth, but we don't have official proof of that truth. Proof of the truth. So, there's not a whole lot I could say about it. But y'all got to hear me try and read.
I need to go take a Xanax after this. I'm depressed and anxious.
Oh, God.
Okay, moving on to stuff that I like, although it's really fucking brief.
I like this stuff too, so.
We need to get more of these stories. Even if, okay, is it preposition?
Propose?
No, I'm gonna
Preface?
Preface, there's the word. I'm gonna preface this with, we love ghost stories.
Love them.
So, even if it didn't happen to you, or even if it didn't happen to a friend, if you find a creepy fucking ghost story, just an article.
Send me shit.
Yes.
Please.
Send it all. We love it. We want to read it. We want to get freaked out by it. Moving on. This submission was from Instagram user Kadiax, Kadiaxk. And when they submitted this, they said that strange things were happening at night in their house to make them think their house was haunted. That's it.
Ugh.
So
love it. Love it.
We love it, and I tried to email them back, but I never got a response.
So if you're listening, please email us back.
Yes.
Please.
Give us all the deets. Yes, we really want to know everything that happened in your house and why you think it's haunted, because all of our shit's always haunted.
Yay.
And ghost stories are our crack. So tell us more, and I know that you have stuff to say about it.
I have something very brief to say about it. So I do desperately need you to email back, because I desperately need to know, because...
We can compare notes.
1, we can compare notes. 2, I literally, every single house I ever fall asleep in, I always think it's haunted.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know how. But I have this, like... So the house I'm in right now, if I can't sleep for any reason, I will keep my eyes fucking closed, and I won't get up for anything. If I have to pee, I have to get water, nothing.
Really?
No. So, I don't know if I said this story in recording, but when I first moved into the house, I was working, and it was like a Monday morning. I was up at like 4:00.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard a snap.
You did.
I said this?
In recording.
Okay, cool.
I recently...
The snap in my furnace?
Yeah.
It scared the fucking shit out of me. So now I know it was my furnace, and that's the sound of the furnace kicking on, but it sounded so distinctly like somebody snapping.
Oh my god.
That I can't. I fucking can't.
Yeah. It's weird because you say that you think that every house you fall asleep in, including your own, is haunted. I have always said the opposite thing. Like, I always think that my house isn't haunted, and every house that I stay in is haunted. So, like, if I spent the night at your house, I would immediately think that it was haunted, and that something was going to kill me.
Yeah. I think it's just, for me, I think it's an old house thing.
Yeah.
Because old houses have histories. My house, I don't know
How
when...
old is your house?
I don't know.
Oh.
The floor plan is very...
70s.
Very 70s.
Or 80s.
Yeah.
At the latest.
But it could just be how it was built.
A generic floor plan for manufactured homes, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know how old it was. I don't know if anything's happened on the land that I live on. I don't know.
Land is older than buildings. So
exactly.
Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, but there are, like, my mind really... So, I am desperately afraid of the dark.
Really?
Whatever is in the dark.
That's so strange.
So, yeah, it's funny. Horror movie fucking nut is afraid of the dark. But if I see shadows, like, so I have one of those canopy beds that has the rails, so you can hang shit on it.
Mm-hmm.
For a little while we're like moving in and stuff, I was hanging laundry on it, and I woke up in the middle of the night once, and it straight up looked like somebody was hanging over me.
Oh. No.
Because I had a sweater hanging on it.
Oh, God.
And it scared the fucking shit out of me.
Thing.
Yeah.
When we first moved in, we had our big, like, stand fan right next to Flynn's bedside table. So every time I rolled over to face the bathroom, it seriously looked like someone was just standing in the doorway of the bathroom. And I was like, oh, God, we have to move this now.
Yeah. So, and then I made that body form mannequin thing.
Yeah, oh.
That... So, Sam was telling me that every once in a while in the middle of the night, he'll, like, go into fight mode. Because he'll forget that I made that.
That's fucking... Especially because it's, like, menacingly red in the corner, just staring.
Right? And
without a head.
If all the fucking lights are up, it just looks like a torso, and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, because that's actually something I learned...
The peripherals?
Somewhere, yeah. Peripherals make out torsos more so than, like, head and arms.
Yeah. I think it's because it's the biggest...
I don't know.
It's the biggest factor of a body. It's the most... area.
Yeah.
So, it's easier for your body to make out a torso. Because torsos generally have the same shape.
Yeah.
So, it's easier... I think it's easier for your brain to make out the look of a torso. But, my brain overreacts so much that I will see, like, full body forms.
Oh, God.
And
I agree. Oh, I did that last night.
With what?
Well, it wasn't full body forms to get. This was a little bit creepier. So, I told you we were up for, like, almost 24 hours.
Yeah.
I rolled over. Flynn was already asleep, and so we leave the living room light on. And so it kind of, like, glows everywhere in our apartment. But I saw the curtain into our studio because it has those, like, kind of like almost eye shape when you're not looking at it.
Yeah.
When you're looking at it out of the corner of your eye. But I rolled over and I thought, oh my God, I remember being so scared. I didn't tell you. I thought there was a person looking over Flynn's body at me. And I had to just roll over and be like, no, I'm not dealing with this. I'm too tired.
I fucking can't deal with that shit. So anyway, send us that email. I want to know about all the creepy shit happening in your house.
Yes. all the ghost stories. We should probably wrap this up.
Well, I mean, good thing that was the last thing.
Yes. So, this is actually kind of a big thing. Our next episode is our top 4 favorite surprising horror movies. So it wasn't like surprising. I said this in the comments. I was like, it wasn't a boo surprising, more so of a
and I didn't expect that.
I didn't expect it to be good. Like, I heard it from a friend and I'd never heard of this movie. Let's watch it. And then you were like, holy shit, that's actually really decently good. And to go along with that, we're actually going to start writing blog posts on Patreon so that, like, all of our notes that go along with our, like, links that go along with our notes.
Yeah.
Let me speak correctly. You guys can read along when you're listening later on. And so, like, with this one, I'm going to write up a small little blog post that just kind of, like, introduces everyone to the blog format. And I'll put in all of our, like, phobia links and the government link thing that we got. And
a couple of them.
Yeah, you guys can read along. So most of them are going to be free and not just for patrons, but there are some that are going to be
a little more in depth.
More like instead of top 4, like the next blog post we're going to post, I think we said that one was going to be for patrons.
Yeah.
Because instead of just an informative post, it's going to be an actual, like, bonus listen, more movies thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's something to get really excited for. Because I've always wanted to write a blog, but I've never really wanted to write, like, a lifestyle blog. So this is kind of like a cool thing. We get to write movie blogs.
Yee.
Which is great.
It'll be cool. It'll be really cool. I'm really excited.
So excited. All right. Exits. Are we ready?
Who's doing it?
I can.
Oh, so. Okay.
Since you look so nervous, you're like...
For these ones, I never know.
Yeah. I mean, we can start flipping back and forth. But, so, for those blog posts and other exclusive stuff, like our new Black Cat Club exclusive videos... No, God, I keep saying videos. Exclusive recordings. You can find that at patreon.com/RAHM podcast. And if you want to buy any merchandise, we have not talked about our store at all. Really. I think we've mentioned it in like 2 episodes.
Oh. Oops.
So our store is up and running and has been for almost this entire time, I think.
Yeah, just about.
You can find that link and our Patreon link and all of our social media links in the link in our bio of our Instagram and our Twitter, and I think even our Facebook, or it's like a pinned post on Facebook. Anything that says Linktree will have all the links that you need. But yeah, and then our social medias, you can find us on all social medias, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at RAHM Podcast. And our personal ones are at BKDub for my Instagram, and Mikayla's is at Interstellar Camper on Instagram. If I didn't say that.
It's fine, I only have like 3 different handles. You have like 5.
I have 2 outside of the RAHM podcast. No. Whoa, I didn't even write that here. Yeah, I have like 2 outside of our podcast ones. So yeah. It's not so bad. Anyways, this is a long episode. Thank you guys for sticking with us. And send us your content and join our Facebook group and find us on Patreon and all the new blog posts and the new Black Cat Club episodes.
Yep.
Thank you guys for listening.
Bye.